Alright. Alrighty. So, anyway, it's been a while. um, so anyway, let's get to the show. I had to restart my laptop, the old one, um, to get it, the microphone working, and hopefully, yeah, Lola, the microphone. So, anyway, um, sorry about that. We had to restart the show, and so anyway, I of course been. Uh, Hold on, this phone call. Be right back. So, anyway, so let's get to the show. I've wanted to talk about the craziest thing that's been happening, and one of the things that's been happening is the whole reaction to the Snyder Cut, and it's the funniest thing that I realized was, especially like you had like the Jody's corner, you had the Andy dude, I forget his name, um, like having all this reaction to the Snyder Cut, and one of the things that's pretty funny and is especially how they blame the fans for the release of the Snyder Cut. They keep talking about the whole future of the DC universe, like DC's future. And you can't help but think about like what future are you talking about? Because Zack Snyder had this whole plan, like originally DC, the BVS Batman vs Superman was supposed to be a two-part film. Justice League was supposed to stretch out to like a five-part story arc, and now the Snyder Cut's finally happening. And the funniest thing that I saw was from the Jody's corner was AT&T doesn't know the movie business. um, that's pretty funny, because Time Warner, who owned Warner Brothers, was in the same field of Warner Brothers. I mean, AOL, America Online, was a pretty much. I think AOL's. I think it was kind of like Yahoo or something. Yahoo. Like the whole messaging communication thing. I mean, here's the thing about it. AT&T spent over $108 billion to buy Warner Brothers. And AT&T, of course, is pushing the Snyder Cut. I mean, HBO Max, which HBO Max is going to be in the field of competing streaming platforms. You have Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, Disney Plus, Shudder, Amazon, YouTube. Believe it or not, YouTube's kind of into it now. You have all these crazy streaming platforms, and Peacock. Sorry, can't forget Peacock. So you have all these. It's CBS. Can't forget CBS. So you have all these streaming platforms, and HBO, of course, is going to be in my opinion, going to be the superior streaming platform, because you have the Snyder Cut, which is like this big film that a lot of comic book geeks like myself have been waiting for, and it's one of those things that is going to be a big deal. And I will say this: the Snyder Cut film is going to be the biggest film of 2021. I mean, there's been talks of it now after it's on the HBO Max, and it's going to be in the IMAX theater for a short while. Then hopefully they triple down on the physical copy release. Because I mean, if it comes out Blu-ray or whatever, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna support this film. Hell, I'll probably go to the fucking IMAX theater and see this film. I will wear a hazmat suit going in to go see that film. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm excited for this film. I have been the biggest Zack Snyder fan. I seen Dawn of the Dead. I seen Sucker Punch. I seen Watchmen. Watchmen was fucking brilliant. I seen the what was that? Like, he did the one movie the one with the owls. Like, that was pretty good. I mean, Zack Snyder is a brilliant director, in my opinion. I mean, he made Superman interesting. Like, Superman to me was like I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but he made Superman interesting, relatable, and stuff. Like, he deconstructed the character to give the character a reason of why he is the way he is. And that's what he did. Like, and for me, I'm happy that they're doing the Snyder Cut. I'm happy that it's coming out. I'm happy that we're going to see the true vision of what Justice League should have been when it came out in theaters. And for those who are bitching and complaining that this film shouldn't be out, the fans, they should be ashamed of themselves. AT&T is feeding into this. No, AT&T is fucking smart. They know that this movie will get people to buy it. This film will be a money maker. Hell, I think this movie will probably make more fucking money than the original version that came out, in my opinion. They're thinking of, like, there's going to be people subscribing to it, which there will be. A lot of people are going to be like, this is a film that we have to see. We have to watch it. um, it is really smart on their part that they're going to put this movie out there. You know, I mean, I have HBO Max, and I mainly watch it just for South Park, because I love South Park. Um, I mean, I watched Dawn of Justice, I watched Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, Man of Steel, and I watched the Justice League film. You know, I there's some shows I wish they would get on HBO Max. Like I know it's on DC Universe, which is Justice League Unlimited. I wish that was on HBO Max. I mean, I have HBO Max on my PlayStation, and I'm basically watching it. I don't have DC Universe on there. I have it on my phone, but I wish they would put the show on there. I know that it's kind of weird though. Like they got rid of their annual subscription of DC Universe. Now it's like monthly, and that's kind of bothering me a bit. I mean, like I pay monthly for it, but it's just like they're not having any um, original content on there. That's the thing that's kind of been bugging me a bit was that. Um, you know, I mean, like I love DC Universe app. I do. Um, I know Harley Quinn's on there. Titans. Uh, let's see, but Stargirl. I haven't got to see the rest of the episodes. I kind of been busy. Um, One of the things I wish they would just do already is, you know, put Young Justice out now. Um, I know, I know, Young Justice will be a while for a new season. Yeah, kind of like it's kind of bugging me a bit that they don't have anything new on there. So, so anyway, this article caught my eye. From CBR, Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise has run out of gas. Leatherface was once one of the scariest movie antagonists in the 70s and 80s, competing against fictional serial killers such as Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees. While some of the franchise has struggled to recreate the magic of their former glory, there are there have been a few there have been suffered and stumbled the way Texas Chainsaw Massacre has, trying to find its way back to the top of movie horror heavyweights. It's kind of what bugs me a bit. A bit is I really wanted to talk about this one. I'm a huge fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love the Leatherface character. Um, One of the things that just bugs me a bit is that Texas Chainsaw Massacre has been sort of like, what is it the term for it? Over budgeted at times. I feel like Chainsaw Massacre should be like one of those, um, films that should be always low budget. Um, like that's the thing that bugs me a bit is like a lot of horror movies like Chainsaw is like it's one of those films that should be always should remain being a low budget horror movie. Um, you know, that's the thing that always in my mind I always felt like this should be that way. Um, you know, it's kind of like when you look at like movies like The Conjuring. Like, The Conjuring is brilliant. um, but the second one was like, and the Annabelle films I haven't seen. The Nun, I've been wanting to see it. I heard like some people say like it's not that good. I don't know. Like I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Annabelle. Like I know it's kind of funny though. Like my nieces and nephew said like Annabelle's really good, but at the same time they're the ones who said like it is a really good movie. it it one and it chapter two, and I seen both of them. And I was just like I prefer the Tim Curry one. uh, because like when you look at like um, you know the Pennywise character in it chapter two, it looks scary. It's supposed to be scary, and you're not scared of it. But when you see Tim Curry, his version of Pennywise, you're left unsettled. You're like uncomfortable around this character, watching this character. And for me, that's what's so great about it. Like Leatherface is one of those characters that's the same way. You're supposed to be repulsed by the look and be disturbed and scared. Um, but now it's like it's so like expecting to be. And for me, it's like I when I watch like the original Chainsaw Massacre, I enjoy watching the original Chainsaw Massacre. When I watched the second one with Dennis Hopper, like it wasn't really good. When I watched the third one, they tried like the third one's kind of like a bizarre one. Like um, the director of it made like an extended version, like his version never got released. Instead, like the studio interfered and cut it down and cut scenes out and pasted it together and put it out there. And the director didn't want his name on the film. So it kind of became the first victim of the Snyder Cut. It's kind of like there's been a lot of movies that have been kind of like in the same boat as the Snyder Cut. Um, Donner, um, Schumacher, and I always wonder if Tim Burton had like a director's cut. You know, so I mean, for me, there's always been the question of like, what does the original version look like? It's also like, um, it always makes me wonder if Tim Burton's version was ever out. um, one of the thing about Chainsaw was that I think after the third one, then they went kind of like trying to go back to the roots with Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation, which has Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, and that film is fucking atrocious. Like that film was like a accident happening in front of you, and like it was kind of like the most like I will say this like go watch the trailer and see for yourself. Like that is how I should just describe it. Like don't buy the movie, don't try to download the movie. Just watch the trailer because the trailer gives you everything that you're expecting in a movie like that. It is just a trash bag of a movie. Um, and then they try to do like the reboots with Michael Bay And the Michael Bay one had like so much potential to be great. And I don't know how Michael Bay fucked that up. Like, how did you just fuck that movie up? Like, you made a good movie. Then, like, people are expecting a sequel, but instead they get a prequel. Like, the whole mystery of, like, how the family became the way they became should remain a mystery. Like, no one doesn't want to see it. It's kind of like Halloween when Rob Zombie did his version of Halloween. Like, nobody did not want to see how Michael Myers became Michael Myers. The mystery of how he just snapped is what's a great mystery. And the whole thing about it is just that, like, there should never be an origin of like why the killer is, like there should never be an origin story for movie slashers. Like, it should just remain a mystery. You um, like, like it's okay to pass it on like Friday the 13th. And Freddy Krueger, of course, you don't want to know how the hell he became like everyone kind of knows how Freddy became Freddy, but the whole mystery of like this family in the middle of nowhere in Texas, and they're all killing people and they're cannibals. Like, you kind of know how fucked up they are. And for me, like as a fan of Chainsaw, like I don't want to see like for me, like if you're gonna do a reboot or a remake, get someone like the Conjuring people to do it. Like I would love to see James Wan do a modern take of They Live, but at the same time, it's kind of pointless to do a remake or reboot of They Live because the original speaks volumes. You know, for me, like when it comes down to it, I'll just be honest. Like, I'd rather see Chainsaw Massacre just not continue on. I know there's gonna be some people who are like, I love the original. They should continue it. It's like, to be honest, like I'd rather not see another one. Like, I'd just rather see the original film be beloved and recommended by people. You know, um, that's kind of how I feel about it. When I see films like Friday the 13th, like I don't really give a shit about Friday the 13th. Like, I mean, they made a good video game, you know, and it's hard to believe the people who made that video game made a Predator video game where you can play as Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's stuff like that to me is really cool. I wish they would do a Halloween one. Like, I would love to see them do like a Halloween video game. You um, like that would be really cool. Like an open world Halloween video game where you play as a babysitter, or you play as Dr. Loomis, or for me that would be really cool. And I will be right back after this break. You know what? I'll just wrap it up. Tomorrow we're gonna do a full hour show, and I just really wanted to catch up with everybody and say like, what's up. Um, we will continue talking about movies like Halloween and stuff. So I will see you all tomorrow.